nice trip. Affordable and a fair amount of wine. We would have liked to have had a little more time. It was on the verge of being stressful, but it went great and we are very satisfied. The level was absolutely perfect, a short introduction on how to taste and smell wine and then discuss flavors and whether you liked what you had in the glass or not. Very unpretentious and good for those of us who just want to learn a little more. A very enjoyable half-day trip. We were collected, on time, to start our journey. We initially visited Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a very lovely village which contained many cute shops and had a summer fete when we visited. Secondly, we visited Vignoble Rossa, an 80-year-old family-run vineyard. The owner himself hosted our wine tasting, and told us about each wine, as well as the family history behind each one. I would definitely recommend. Hello. We had an excellent trip today, with Parfait, perfect, as our guide. Extremely friendly and very accommodating to all the guests, picking us all up at our chosen destination and dropping us off wherever we wanted. We decided Old Town for dinner. The tour itself is great. You get to see a small beautiful French village and then have a very authentic wine tasting. Definitely recommend. Love from Scotland. Jack was a great driver and guide for our tour. He picked us up early, indicated points of interest along the drives, and answered any questions we had. We visited Saint-Paul-de-Vence, then tasted 5 wines at a unique winery. I've visited a few wineries. Their traditional methods of growing and aging wine stood out. Good value for tourism, pick up and drop off, and the tastings. Incredibly nice tour. We were picked up at our accommodation by our guide David and then we stopped at an incredibly beautiful village before we had a wine tasting up in the mountains with a view of the vines. Highly recommend this, and our guide David felt like one of the gang and made the experience that little bit extra with his stories and nice conversations. Amazing trip. David was the best driver we have ever had on a tour. Great English skills, great sense of humor, very clear instructions. This was so much fun. Saint-Paul-de-Vence was so much fun. Winery was beautiful, wine was good and the winemaker gave us the tasting himself. Beautiful scenery the whole time. If do it again. Wonderful experience. The wine tasting was lovely. Beautiful area, very scenic, and the wines were all delicious. I especially liked the white and rose wines. My friends and I really enjoyed Saint-Paul-de-Vence. Beautiful place. I could spend a day or two there. Would highly recommend this trip. An amazing wine tasting experience for a great price. Tasted 5 delicious wines in a beautiful location overlooking the hills of Provence on a stunning terrace. The transfer was great and picked us up from our choice of location. Took us to a cute village too. All in a great value for money. Parfait was a spectacular guide. Very interesting explanation of the wine processing and the tasting was very enjoyable. Our time in Saint-Paul-de-Vence was shortened due to rain, but it remains a beautiful 14th century village full of galleries and shops to explore. What a fabulous day. Our driver Jack was very knowledgeable on all areas we traveled to and very friendly. The wine tasting was in a gorgeous setting and it was great to hear about the different varieties and how the wine is made. Stunning day. It was not a large group, so we were able to ask questions. It was definitely a great tour and we enjoyed our private group so much we asked our guide to drop us off at a local restaurant and we all went to dinner together.